Yeah.
Thank you, Father, for your words. Your life stories were really heart touching. So I have one question to you. So you are really, we all know that you are a good people management person. We all are coming from micro families, and we find it very difficult to manage the families. So as a youngsters, maybe a person who is from the middle age, what kind of advice you want to give us how to manage the people? Because you know you are managing people like us, maybe 400 staff members and around 6,000 students. How you are able to do that? We would like to hear that.
Thank you very much for that question. As I said, I learned everything with experience. I did not have anything. Whatever my learning was all by experience. And by now, I would say, as I already gave that answer, and objectivity in life is only about 10 to 20%. I read a lot of books. I have read this book already. And I'm happy that book is given to me again. Because I spend a lot of time till 1 o'clock. I read. Because that habit I said from my childhood, it has come because of my dad. And I learned a lot of things. But now with my experience, what I feel is more of embracing the other. Even when you are a child at home, parenting is very, very important. You have to give a human dignity to the other. If the child feels that the human dignity is given, child feels that first of all is loved, and after that you can be tough. We have to prune, yes. We have to prune for sure. Any tree for that matter is just left like that, it becomes wild. So in our life journey, discipline is very important, but whenever you get discipline, don't be rigid. You be tough, but then at the same time you love. The person comes to that you love, whatever you do to that person only because you love, things will change. That's what my advice to everybody who is a parenting also. If you know your child knows that you love, whatever that happens, but then be genuine to that child. Don't try to hide. And hidden things are noticed by children faster. And whatever that happens hidingly, they notice it faster. So be genuine at the most. Even when you make mistakes, things would go rather well, I would feel. That's what my short answer.
Father, thank you so much for that sharing. It was very informative, and I could see the childlikeness when you were sharing your experience. It was really from heart. Thank you so much. I have two questions. First question, it would be nice if you answer in one word. Looking at your life experience, journey from this point, what is the uppermost feeling that you have, Father?
I feel extremely happy for choosing, or God's choice for me, as I said, began from my birth. I didn't have much control. I keep saying God had more control on my life than myself, but then I just cooperated with God, I feel. Throughout, whenever it was there, I was open. I had many instances where I failed, tough times, critical times. I would run away from the events and things like that. I felt many times, but then I was open to God. I said, okay, let this also will pass away. Let God give me some more time and some things like that. I would open to God again and say, lead me again. And that has helped me a lot. At that time, somebody or the other has come on my life journey and taught me something. Even students teach me a lot. I learn a lot from my students. Thanks to you. So many students in the college. I keep learning every day. Every day. I'm so happy to have an environment in this college so beautiful. Our students are a marvelous bunch. I learned so much from them, and I look at some students and say, what a marvelous child this is. Let me try that day to learn something from this child. So I remember the name and also learn something, how that spontaneity comes. And I've been trying to open to something that's coming on my life. I don't know where it's going to lead. I have no idea. But then I try to be open. And today that child said, Shiny said very clearly, the process. Life is only a journey of process. When you are open, we do not know where it leads to. But definitely I have God experience. God will not leave me in any kind of situation. He'll take care of me. But then my strength is my openness along with that experience, cooperating with God.
Thank you, Father. Second question, very simple question, Father. As you're 49 now, and when you look at your life, after you have a lot of gratefulness for your father, for what he has been to you, after your father, if you have to attribute your gratitude to, who will that person be?
That priest I said who embraced me when I failed, that priest I am forever grateful to, Father Vincent Krasna. He is my second father, I would say. after my father at home where I learned. But today this priest is somewhere far away. But then, he gave me life. When I narrate this incident, he doesn't remember anything. This is my history. He must have done to hundreds of people. But for me, this was everything. In that moment, he had not embraced, I don't think I would have become a Jesuit. So I'm thankful to that priest who came in the place of God to embrace me to become a Jesuit priest. I wouldn't have been here at all.
Anyone else?
This is not exactly a question, but I'd just like to respond. Father, it was wonderful to look at you as, an inspiration without the layers that you have over you, not as a vice chancellor, not as a principal, but as somebody who is just like us, but has God's grace and the strength to overcome all the obstacles that you have faced in your life and become stronger and stronger, and today be in a position to influence so many people, so many students. I think it is indeed a blessing from God. And I would also like to reiterate what Alvin sir said in the beginning when he introduced you also. I think it is visible. God's hand is visible in your life. And I would like to thank you for being what you are. And I would also like to thank Dr. Narayan, but this was very much required. I feel that if at all something is missing in our lives today, we don't tell our stories to the next generation. Somewhere there is a divide, somewhere there is a big hiatus, or that connect has been lost. And this is, I think, one of the ways in which the new generation can know what happened and how the journey has happened before. Because even in the Bible, I think God instructs us to tell our stories to the other generations, not just the Israelites, but all of us. So I'd like to thank you, sir, for beginning this program, and I hope this continues. And I hope that we can listen to the stories of our students, and and they are able to listen to our stories and make that connect and empathize with one another and make this a wonderful place, a heaven on earth.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. I think that was a very important comment, and I feel blessed to start this whole journey thanks to Dr. Narayan Bhatt. I've got great admiration for Dr. Narayan Bhatt. He thinks something extraordinary, and this is what I envisage to an institution to be, where we start to open up. We're not sitting as VC or somebody. It's only a position. That doesn't take me anywhere. If I just today think that I'm a VC and start controlling the others and using my power, the power is extremely high. But I don't think we are called to use that power at all. I don't think that is the last thing that we should be using it as teachers or as anybody for life. Rather, we tell stories. Because each one of us has something very embedded. My story is totally different from your story. I'm trying to open up because that helped me so much. And if somebody can take it and say, dejected today, something that they feel, okay, this man was not that everything that happened to him. Even the health-wise, I did not tell you. I was the most sick child. People think that whoever climbs the ladder, I've studied so many books I've read. Nobody who is extremely good in health has acquired anything in life. Only those who are sick, only those who are not well. For example, I had migraine in my childhood, terrible migraine. I had jaundice, I had 4 times malaria. You ask whatever it is, I had all suffered a lot of all sicknesses. And that does not stop you. We think that the sicknesses will stop us and other things. And I've seen in my journey of life, somebody has no sickness, nothing yet, that person has not done great things. Actually, what leads us to do great things is suffering and sacrifice. When God humiliates you, God puts you down, God gives you troubles, and that's the time I think it is the rise for anybody or to do something in the society and contribute something. So that's why let's all embrace that as part of our journey, and God gives us and happily so that we can do something. That's why I'm grateful to you, whoever is sitting now at this moment, even if it is two of us or five of us, it values that we are here to learn, to share. And nobody is great. All of us are equals. I think that's where I liked this man for creating all such beautiful things he has created. And I am personally grateful to him. Aloysius will always remain grateful. I only believe and feel that this kind of a thing will continue. That we also, how much you already, by God's grace, I am able to open up. I got many, many stories. If time permits, if you ask me another time, I got even worse kind of stories where I grew up, I can tell you, but not this time because of lack of time. But then we should be able to start sharing. I remember when somebody said, we are able to laugh at your life, that's the time day you have started growing. When you're not able to laugh at yourself, I think that's the time you still need to grow. And after that, another life of journey begins. I think that's where I'm open to listen to, beautiful journeys of your life too. And I will come and sit. And I'll be happy and I will be there with you. Let's all walk together. I think that will transform an institution, not doing other things. That is important, but for me to be a great institution is the people, the great people who are simple and humble, but integrity, values, and gratefulness to God and embracing the other, we can change any environment. Sorry, I keep talking too much.
Thank you so much. I request Mr. Srijeshwar to escort them back.
And if students have any questions, I don't know what they felt. Was it too long or because I got very good eye contact. Some of them were feeling tired and some of them were eagerly listening.
Feedback.
I know. Yes.
Questions, feedbacks, anything are welcome.
Just I was curious. Father, if you were not a priest, or what do you think you would have been in your life?
Yeah.
What would you like to be?
Exactly. I had no dreams, no desires of any kind. I would have been somewhere on the roadside doing some simple work for somebody. That I always keep saying. Okay, I'm grateful to the Jesuits and the priesthood who helped me to grow up to this level. In a way, a person who had no idea of what, they empowered me. That's why I believe in this institution. My job is to empower the rest of them. If they had not picked me, identified and empowered, I would have been a simple working for somebody today. That's it. I would have had any impact on anybody, neither on my life. But I had no dreams. I didn't know what was dream, what is desire. I had no idea at all.
Any other questions? Any feedback? Anything?
Other students. So we don't look at time when things are nice, but we look at time when things are not good. But when we are open, at least I would expect some children to give a feedback, as you said, or say something. Either it is good, not good, we need to continue this kind of a thing, whatever it is. We are a small group. Take courage and say something.
This is the best time for you all to utilize this, by the way.
You don't worry, because I was worse than you. I couldn't even say a word. And even if you're not able to say in English, you can say in Kannada or any other language, because I value my children here more than anybody else. That's why I'm here. And that is the only reason I opened up today to say so many things. So I would say at least 3 of you.
Father, it's a simple question. Is there any decision that you regretted in life, or something that you could have done but you didn't do it? Is there anything like that in your life?
Plenty. I've made a lot of mistakes.
Could you say any particular one which has very significant?
I have made a lot of mistakes in my journey as an administrator, starting from evening college where there are so many incidents I don't remember, but then I keep saying, if at all I'm sitting in this position, there are more failures than successes. More failures. I've come on paper many times. The worst thing was once I was in Joseph's, there was one professor who said, let us do, because I'm a little ambitious guy. When we are there, I wanted something on IAS, UPSC examination. I was very keen on. So when I first became a principal at St. Joseph's, there was one professor who was also keen on from political science department. He came with an idea. let us open up for UPSC examinations and do something in this college. So we garnered some funds and got some money and said we would like to give free UPSC examination to anybody who would like to take it. So that was the whole advertisement was little wrong by person who put it in the advertisement wrongly typed it. And next day morning, thousands and thousands of crowd in front of St. Joseph's College, and there are 100 media people where things went completely wrong for us. So I had to answer. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. I believed in a faculty who do everything by mistake. Not that intentionally he made mistake. He sent some notification to the papers. They printed wrongly by one or two words, and both of us were like lambs. That day morning when we got up was such a chaos, and people came inside the campus. The angry guys threw the pots down, and for me such was. And my photos coming on the paper next day for not doing anything wrong. But those are the things. That's why I said I learned a lot. I made several mistakes. Even now I tell you, I keep making the mistake. But then one thing I decided in my life, don't make the same mistake. I try to reflect. I make this mistake, maybe I say, I try my best not to make the same mistake, but maybe another mistake. Because life is a whole journey. If you are a perfect, then I think better stop. I think all of us should make mistake. But then we need people to embrace us. That is what I learned. Philosophically, if I know all the answers in chemistry and science, I think there is nothing exciting in this life to live. So that we don't know. That's why we do research. If you are perfect, then nobody to tell us what to do. Only when we are imperfect and accept that we are imperfect, the growth begins and our life becomes very exciting. That's my philosophical answer. Thank you. Girls, don't worry about asking questions. I'm a very simple guy. I'm not sitting here as no head of this institution. But I just come because, as I said, I value a student a lot. I learn from you students. It's not so much what questions you ask, what you say. Because when I was a student, I didn't get this opportunity, anybody pushing me and empowering me to say, ask questions or say something. But I would say, I will give you time as long as I am in this institution to can come at any time, because I would like to learn more than what I would like to give you something. Because you really get, because you come from each different backgrounds. You take from your parents something very great, and others you learn, and so that I got an opportunity to learn from you. Yes.
Father, it's not a question, it's a feedback. It's the second time I'm listening to your stories, and it's really inspiring, Father. Each and every time I listen to your stories, I get inspired, I get to know new things, and you have helped me a lot. You are there to help us, everyone. Thank you for that, Father. And I think such programs should be continued. It will help us grow in a very good way. Thank you, Father.
What about students coming and sharing?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I would value that. No, I would be the first one come and sit. See, you may not have been so far, but your journey, somewhere something that is there. See, parents impact us a lot. No, and your teachers maybe in your childhood would have impacted. That journey would be very interesting to share here. And we are all, like, somebody told me in the boat, sometimes the boat goes this side or that side. We are either this side or that side, that's all. We have to help each other to grow. Yes. Maybe last two, then we'll stop, no?
So, Father, congratulations. It's great listening to your very inspiring story of yours, though I have heard it from Hello, Father, and it is again repeated, but still many more new things I learned, and it really inspiring. Father, one question, like you had a desire to serve the poor or do something better. So when you came to the congregation, in your order, when it got changed, that desire, all of a sudden overnight, so what was your feeling, or did you feel bad to change or to obey? Did you find to obey your superiors?
Yes, that's a good question. So I felt very bad because I had prepared 4 years to go and be there with the poor, because that was my feeling actually, heart to heart. Then I was confused. Then fortunately there are counselors in the Society of Jesus. I would go to the spiritual directors and pour out my pain. So I wanted to do something, then I am drawn up to another place. Then they made me understand that's God's plan. God called you for something, may not have a definite plan to do this or do that, but then wherever He calls, the poor are always there. When I was in administration also, I am helping a lot of people here, and I get opportunity to give concessions, scholarship and other things. So that way, that is continues to be there. Only we need to be open to that. Of course, I would have been very happy to be among them, but then one day I would like to go, definitely. This post is not too long that we will be here. I would definitely, in my second part of my journey, once I finish this administration, I am already planning to opt into such kind of a places where I would like to live. That's my life's dream. And I will fulfill it one day or the other. That is strongly in me.